And I was like, I'm going to be that badass bitch that I don't have to idolize.
I love that.
So like any divorce, it wasn't a happy one.
No.
It wasn't an easy one.
Why did you create BIBA Cosmetic Solutions, and like what was your vision when creating BIBA?
They can come here and have their skin treated, their face treated, their hair treated, their body treated, Hey guys, I'm BIBA.
And I'm Heidi, and we are Aesthetically Sisters. Welcome
to
our season finale, episode 15.
Yeah, of season 1. Guys, done.
I can't believe
First
it.
season. It's such a success that guess what? We're here forever. We're not going anywhere.
So
you're going to hear us until the end of time.
Amen. You're going to be sick of our voices. I hope not.
Never. Not possible.
I can't believe we're at end of season 1. It has been such a whirlwind of emotions.
I know, I could cry.
And I'm so proud of us to be here.
Could not have done it without you, my aesthetically sister.
I love you.
I love you.
Now, for the season finale, we thought we'd do something special.
Yes.
And I thought it'd be such a great idea if we finish the season with the woman who started it all, my sister.
I love you guys.
Yes. So we're going to start or do this whole episode on BIBA.
Yes.
And who BIBA is, why BIBA created BIBA, and a bunch of juicy, interesting stories that have brought her here.
That's right. It's been a long road.
Yes.
Been a hell of a journey.
It has
and
been.
I would do it 15 times again if I had to.
Yes. And I just want to say, I feel like every single woman in business or in general has such a unique, beautiful, empowering story.
Amen.
And it's something that I personally love to hear because I think women are so capable of so many things and we aren't credited enough for it at all.
Absolutely.
And I think it's important that we share our stories so others can be inspired to share their own. And we'd love to hear yours. So if you are willing and you would love for us to just read your stories, I'd love that.
I
so
would
please
love that.
Send it through to us so we can be inspired by your inspiring story.
We love that, Heidi.
Yes, we do.
That's so nice.
So this episode is going to be a bit different because I'm just going to be here on the sideline. And I'm going to be asking BIBA some questions so we can get to know her and her story a little bit more because it truly is so inspiring. And is a story that, no, genuinely, it's such a beautiful, inspiring story. And it's so amazing that someone who's gone through so much has been able to achieve as much as you have. So
you make me emotional, guys. Can't
no
promise there'll be no tears today.
See, Biba's actually low-key an emotional person and doesn't like to show her emotions, which is fair.
Yeah, I actually don't.
Yeah, so
Heidi calls me avoidant.
Yeah, she has an avoidant attachment style, which
we
will get to in season 2.
Yes.
So let's start off strong. Why did you create BIBA Cosmetic Solutions, and like what was your vision when creating BIBA?
Wow.
Yeah.
We are diving right into the deep end.
We are.
Okay, so BIBA is my name. Obviously, I always knew that I will never work for someone and always be my own boss.
Yes.
I knew I've got a lot to offer it to someone else and contract for someone or another business. And I just knew how far and wide you and I together were going to go.
Yes.
So I opened the clinic 7 years ago and it was always going to happen, but it was just there were things I had to work through.
Yes.
Obviously, I called it BIBA Cosmetic Solutions because I couldn't think of anything else that was better fitting, first and foremost. And we don't have it in the logo anymore, but originally my logo was the same thing, BIBA Cosmetic Solutions, and at the bottom the slogan was Best in Beauty Aesthetics, which spells BIBA.
Amen.
But it's actually my name at the same time. But that came off because everyone knows we're the fucking best. So I didn't need to keep reminding them. So yeah, that was originally like I just loved, and I wanted my name to be everything. And when you come to the clinic, you'll see even my face is the face of the business. It's out there. It's just
she's everywhere. You can't avoid her.
And I worked very hard to get here. Like And I thought, well, why the fuck not call it BIBA? What else am I
Yeah.
going to call it? Some name that doesn't actually have my name in it. I wanted my name to be part of my business.
I love that.
So here we are, BIBA Cosmetic Solutions, and 7 years this year. It's madness. I can't believe it. And obviously creating the business because I'm obsessed with taking care of people and making people feel so fucking amazing and
Yeah.
confident and bold and brave and badass. That's our slogan as well.
Amen. That is our
badass.
slogan.
And I believe no one ever walks out of our clinic not feeling bold, brave, badass. And it's so satisfying to my soul knowing I can make a difference in people's lives. Like, I love that when people look in the mirror, they're so fucking confident. When people take a selfie, they're fucking confident. Where not one of my clients says that they have a bad side.
Yeah.
Because they don't. They're fucking
Amen.
hot. They're perfect. And I love to deliver greatness. And of course, like, safety first. Because that is the whole business model is delivering greatness, but in the safest possible way. And just perfection.
I think as well is the experience that you wanted to offer.
Exactly.
Biba's spoken about this previously, but obviously she worked in like a large chain Australian clinic. So it was quite restrictive and it didn't give you the experience that
you get here.
That you should be having when you're having a luxury treatment like this.
It's a production line in and out. And we don't.
It's like Turkey.
Yeah. Turkey, yeah.
But yeah, so I think like creating an experience was so important to Biba. And I remember even when I started, she's like, no, we need to be super welcoming, super nice. Like people are coming, they're trusting us. And obviously I had just come straight out of school. So I was like, okay, learning.
Yeah.
And we would like offer tea and coffee and lollies and anything that's going to make you feel comfortable and just add that extra little bit.
Absolutely.
And I definitely think that, people come in and it's not just about having a service. It's about having the whole experience.
Walking in and walking out.
Yeah.
It's people.
We build
find
relationships.
their safe home here.
Yeah.
It's like a little escape. And that's what I love was the idea of creating a place, for example, like I love mothers because I would say 90% of our clientele are mothers.
Yeah.
And we do so much as mothers and we always neglect ourselves.
Yes.
And the idea that they can come here and have their skin treated, their face treated, their hair treated, their body treated, we can work on things to improve their sex lives. We've created such a beautiful menu and a beautiful space for our clients where it's almost like a getaway. It's like their escape from reality, if you say, like,
come here to feel their best, unwind.
And we've, like Heidi said, we have built incredible relationships with each and every single client. Like, I will see a client and if I don't see them for like 3 years, I'll come back and I'm like, how was your dog? It was going in for surgery.
She doesn't forget anything.
And they're like, how the fuck did you remember that?
So
and
funny.
I just love my clients so much that I remember everything. And, we know if they're going into surgery, we send them flowers. We know if they're having a bad day. Like, my clients will text me and say, hey, I just want to let you know I got divorced.
Yeah,
what
we
we're talking
love
about.
that.
And I'm like, yes, you fucking bad bitch. Get out of that unhappy marriage.
And
And
put
they
yourself
do.
first.
I love it.
Oh,
So
amazing.
That's the idea of BIBA.
Perfect. I love that.
Yes.
The second question is, mind you, Biba has no idea what these questions are.
I don't. Guys. I haven't
The
been
second
able to
question
prepare.
is, what motivated you to start Biba? Or like, was there an event or a specific person or something that motivated you to create Biba and the empire that you've created for yourself?
As in someone who motivated me, like, within the industry, or someone
No,
just
like
in
just
my
in
life?
general, like what motivated you and pushed you to open and start BIBA Cosmetic Solutions? Like, was there a specific moment in time where you're like, this is what I want, or a person? Like, what was it?
Okay, so my biggest motivation is my son. Oh my God, this makes me emotional.
It's okay, let it out. We're seeing Biba cry.
No, you won't. I obviously became a single mom when my son was 5 weeks old.
Yeah.
And I remember the exact day that I promised him that before he turns 4, by the time he turns 4, I will have my own business and I'm going to be successful enough for us to have the most comfortable life. So like any divorce, it wasn't a happy one.
No.
It wasn't an easy one. And I was breastfeeding him. I think it was the next day after the divorce, and the day I made her a cheese toastie that I'm forever blamed for. I remember breastfeeding him, and I picked up my phone and I opened the banking app, and I just wanted, like, I don't even know what pushed me to open that app. And as I'm breastfeeding, I'm holding, and my older brother was sitting next to me, and I said to him, "Oh, Cass, I'm not understanding the app. I don't know why." I'm like, "Can you just find me where the fucking money is or something?"
Yeah.
And he looked at it and he got up and he started pacing up and he's like scratching his head and he's stressing out. He's like, "Are you fucking serious?" I'm like, what is going on? And he said, "There is no fucking money. He's cleaned you up. Like, there's no money.
Yeah.
He's closed the accounts. There's no money in there. You have no money to your fucking name. And you've got like and I just looked at him and I said, "Okay." And he's like, "Why are you not fucking angry?" I said, "Well, there's nothing I can do about it now.
Yeah.
But I promise you," and I looked at my son and I said, "I promise you, baby, by the time you're 4 years old, I'm going to have my own fucking clinic. We are going to be living a very lavish life and we are never going to need anyone or their fucking money, not even your dad's."
I love that.
And my brother was still tripping. He's like, "Why are you not?" I said, "Well, okay, I can't do anything about it."
Yeah,
He's
like, what can you do?
I can't do anything about it. And you know me, I don't get angry. Like,
Yeah.
it's so, I'm a very happy person. And it wasn't even about anger at this point. It was, okay, I promise you, kid, we are never going to need anyone for anything. And I will provide for you till the end of my days. Like and even when I'm dead, you're still going to be provided for. And I made that promise to him and I opened the clinic 2 weeks after his 4th birthday.
That is so beautiful.
Because construction ran late.
Not because it's her fault. It's
Not
their
because
fault.
of my fault. Yeah.
That's so beautiful and that's so inspiring.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a beautiful story and it's so amazing that you kept that promise for you and your son and you really have created that life for you guys.
And I have. And
you should be so proud of yourself.
I'm very proud of myself. I'm like a quite high achiever.
Yes.
There are times where I doubt myself and I think I could have done more.
Yeah.
But obviously being a full-time single mom and creating my empire, it took a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice.
Of course.
Unfortunately, to create this baby, I missed out on my own baby's milestones.
Yeah.
You know? And that is something that eats me up. But at least I kept my promise and I've provided him with an amazing life and created a bit of a monster along the way where yesterday he's like, "Oh, when we go to Lebanon this year, I'm traveling with you, not with my father," because his father's going to be there at the same time. And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, I'm not traveling economy for 27 hours. I'm going with you because we're flying business, right?" Because
this child
I know.
needs to be
Disciplined.
something.
No.
That is so funny.
I know, but
this is Biba's fault.
But
it's not her fault. But like
I'm never having another kid ever in my life.
Why does an 8-year-old need to fly business?
He's 10.
But he was 8 when he first flew business. Very, very silly. You created a monster. But you know what? If you can, why not?
Why I've worked so hard
to
give him everything and never, ever, ever fall short of nothing for him.
100%.
Not that flying economy is falling short as a parent. Not at all in any way, shape or form. But I worked so hard because I wanted to give myself and him a lifestyle I never had.
Yeah.
And I've created that. I've created this lifestyle.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thanks, girl.
What is something that constantly keeps you motivated? And I think it probably ends up being your son now that you've just answered my previous question.
Yeah.
But what's something that constantly keeps you motivated and constantly makes you feel like everything you've achieved is like worth it and like you'll continue working for to get where you want to be?
I would say obviously my son, like I did say that was a given, but believe it or not, it's you.
What?
I promise to God, because I've said this before, I've always wanted you to achieve way more than I ever have. And I will work so fucking hard for the rest of my life to make sure, because it's weird because I know she is my sister, guys, but Heidi to me feels like my child. Like she's like my firstborn, and we're the only two girls in the family. We've got all these 7 boys that we're surrounded by, and then it's just us.
Yeah.
And we don't come from money. We never grew up with a lavish lifestyle.
Yeah.
Especially when you have that many fucking kids. It's expensive life.
Of course.
Yeah. So I always promised, before I promised Z, my son, that I was going to make sure her life was always going to be better than mine. And
oh my God, I'm going to cry.
no, I truly wanted always to see you do better than I am, see you exceed more than I do, see you happier. Like, it's fucking not okay. Like, I was speaking to my best friend Tanika the other day, and I said something to her, and she said, you shouldn't be thinking like that. And it was something, we're talking about marriage or whatever, and she's like, oh, when's Heidi gonna get married? And she's like, oh, all these people think, something along the lines like, oh, everyone thinks marriage is, and I was like, so listen, I'm so glad I'm the one that got divorced and went through a real traumatic breakup and everything. And I pray to God everything negative continues to happen to me and misses Heidi's life.
No, I love you and I appreciate that.
But this is just, but it's fine. I think I'm, not that you're not a strong person. I think I just I would never want you to go through what I went through.
Regardless being strong,
I
don't wish that on yourself.
No. And I said, I'm glad I'm the one that got divorced. Like, let's just say it was supposed to happen to someone in the family. I'm glad it was me and not Heidi, because obviously I don't ever want to see you sad in your fucking life, let alone go through something like that. So for me, I'm so motivated by you, and I see you work hard every day, and I'm like, I can never slip up. Because I know I motivate you, that I need to stay in my A game and push harder and to exceed as much as I possibly can. So I know that you surpass my line.
You're so sweet.
No,
that
truly.
is actually so beautiful.
Yeah, I love you.
I love you more.
And I just will not stop.
Well, that
until you live in fucking Strathfield in that big house.
I don't want to live in Strathfield. I want to live in Dover Heights now.
Dover Heights now. Fuck, she just keeps getting more expensive. She calls my son the monster.
No.
Look what I've created. 2 of my children like this.
No, but yeah, wow. So, but you're definitely my biggest motivation as well. So I love that we can continue to motivate each other.
Absolutely.
I think that is so special. Yeah, 100%.
And that's a blessing.
And we motivate each other in like different ways for sure.
Absolutely.
Wow, that really caught me by surprise.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just me. I told you. Like, I know, but having him was cool, but the day you were born was the coolest day. He's going to kill me for repeating that, because he got so dirty at that in the last podcast when I said that.
Well, thank you for creating a better life for me, doll.
No, of course, babe. Anything to keep you happy and smiling forever.
I love you.
Love you.
All right. My next question is, what has been the biggest struggle for you on this journey of creating this BIBA empire?
Yeah.
Through like business, whether it's like personal, home, child, like what has been the biggest struggle for you in this whole process?
I would say being a single mom.
Yeah.
And that's obviously because it's something I'm committed to.
Yeah.
So I parent this kid. I'm his mom, I'm his dad, I'm everything.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm so blessed that I've got our mum who's helped me so much with him to be able to have the time to build this empire. But I think if I did not have him to go home to, I would work later. I would work more fucking days. I don't even think we would both be living in this country.
Yeah,
I would have picked you up and we would have gone and fucking like set shop in Switzerland. And
oh my God, I wish.
I swear to God, lavishly differently.
So it's the child that's holding us away from living abroad. Okay.
It is.
Got it.
Like, because I would never separate him from Moses, who's our youngest brother. They're 2 years apart. So I would never separate him from my family.
Of course.
Because he's so obsessed with my family. So we're stuck here, girl.
That's
until
okay.
He gets a bit
I actually
older.
don't mind being stuck here. It's not a bad place
it's
to
not
be
a bad. I think I've tried to create.
We've created great circumstances given.
Absolutely. I think so.
I love that.
Yeah. But I would say that's the main thing. Although I do work 6 days. I wish I could work 8 days sometimes, or longer hours, or, you know, not have to be worried. about, I drop him off at school in the morning.
Yeah.
I wish we could get here earlier sometimes, but got to be committed.
I love that.
Yeah.
One thing that you're constantly being asked and people are always wanting to know is why you got divorced. Now, you have mentioned that you obviously have been divorced and you exited your marriage with a 5-week-old child.
Yeah.
So tell us, what happened? Why did you get divorced?
So much scandal, darling. So much scandal. Well, I wasn't married for very long.
Yeah.
Obviously, to be married and divorced with a child by the age of 25.
Yes.
It was only I think 3.5 years.
Yeah.
There was a lot of cheating. Yeah. Yeah.
BIBA
so
got cheated on.
BIBA did get cheated on. I just don't understand why people get married to go cheat.
Yeah. Makes no sense to me.
It makes no sense at all. But he deserved an Oscar for his acting, because anyone that met me would have always said to me, "You're so lucky to have this man. He just seems to love you more. He worships the ground you walk on."
I think on paper, he was a great husband.
He was, and that's why I married him. On paper, he ticked
every box.
Almost every box. But he had an issue. Obviously, he was cheating and he was sleeping with people he worked with. So that doesn't make things better when, you're a cop.
At work.
And you're at work. You're spending a lot of time with these people.
Yeah.
And then you're coming home to your wife. And we're both shift workers. And of course, I don't hate him now.
Yeah.
I think he fucked his own life up.
Yeah.
Per se, as well as fucking mine up, but
in the best way possible.
Completely, but he ruined his own life. He broke up his marriage. I know he loved me very much, but people have issues.
Yeah.
And that psychological help there, I think, needed to be had. He needed some mad help, because to love someone, and I think this is part of my trust issues.
Yeah.
To love someone so much, but to go and hurt them so much.
Yeah.
Never makes sense to me.
And it never made sense to anyone really. And even till now, when I see them, because they co-parent so well.
We do.
They're always at their son's soccer games and they're always doing any activity they can together to support the child, which I think is so amazing and so beautiful when two adults can do that for the sake of their child.
Absolutely.
And I can just tell that he still loves you. And I'm like, how the hell can you still love someone and have loved someone that much and committed your life to them and do what you've done? I honestly don't get it.
I don't either. And I think he was young too, but that doesn't excuse anything. You were old enough to get married, to be married, to have your own life.
Have your own home.
You fucked it up. And I think without the cheating, I still believe we were going to get divorced because he would allow his family to get involved. Yeah. And he wouldn't know how to set boundaries.
He hadn't cut the umbilical cord.
He hadn't cut the fucking cord, mate. And he was more concerned about keeping them happy as opposed to setting boundaries. And that is a big deal breaker in relationships. Yeah. No matter what race, what religion, what color you are, what size you are, any family getting involved and not having boundaries set will break a fucking relationship up.
100%.
Yeah. And he's a really polite guy. Yeah. Guys, despite the fact of what he done to me, he's not a bad person. And it's weird because people trip out and they're like, how are you not
nice to him?
I'm like, he fucked his own life. I'm good. Guys, my life genuinely got better and flourished after divorce. I don't think his did. Yeah. I don't think in any way, I look at our lives, I feel he's a very meat and potatoes kind of man. I'm so lobster and caviar. There is no fucking way we were going to stay married together.
That is such a BIBA thing to say.
And he's very basic and he's just we live two completely
different lives.
And I went on and created my own empire and jet set it around the world and expanded my knowledge and started a whole new career. Like I knew I was getting divorced.
Yeah.
Even when I was pregnant, I knew I was getting divorced. It's why I got into aesthetics.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be nursing in the hospital with a newborn. I didn't want to leave my baby and go do night duty. I didn't want him to have a night without me because I was going to save lives.
Yeah.
So I started saving faces and it saved our life.
I love that.
And I done what more than I ever thought I could accomplish.
Yeah.
Without him or a man. That's why I'm so convinced I personally don't need a man for a single fucking thing.
Yeah.
I mean, an orgasm's great, but I still don't need a man for that. Sorry.
My sister is
God.
nonchalant.
Nonchalant? Yeah. So
wow.
That's a divorce is not the worst thing in the world, guys.
No.
Yeah. See, it's actually how you bounce back from
100%.
That's such an important thing when we're talking to clients, to friends, or anyone that about, it's not, getting divorced is not the worst thing.
Yeah.
It's really how you bounce back from it.
And how you move on.
Yes.
And if you move on in the correct ways. I know a lot of people take the wrong route. Like they just try to have too much fun, go out partying, do this, do that. And then they later, before it's too late, they're so far in and they're like, shit, what have I done?
Yeah.
So I think, you need to be mentally strong and motivated. And I think you are very blessed for having that.
I think so too, I didn't do those things.
Yeah.
And I think also, and I've not had a relationship.
Yeah.
And I've never introduced my son to a man. I've never brought a man home. My life focus became, okay, well, this is the cards I've been dealt with, and what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to build a fucking empire, and I'm going to raise a young king, and that's what I'm doing.
I love that. Amen to that.
Yes. So here we are. Guys, you can live without a man. And
you can.
Getting divorced could be a blessing.
It can.
Because the last thing I wanted to ever do is raise my son in an unhappy home.
Yeah.
Because I can't look when people say, oh, I'm still in this toxic relationship because of the kids. No, that's selfish. You're not in that relationship because of the kids. You're in that relationship because you fucking want to stay there.
And you're scared to leave.
And you're scared to leave.
What your life will be like outside of that relationship.
Because children are sponges. They can literally absorb your bad energy. They can feel when you're unhappy.
Sad.
And what's worse than a child going to sleep knowing their mum is crying in the next room or was upset today or is faking being happy or their parents are so unhappy with each other or sitting at the dinner table not talking. There was no fucking way I was ever going to raise Z in that environment, not even one day.
And people stay because it's the easy route.
It's the easy route. It was not easy. Like I said, I had no money. I moved back to my parents' house. I went back and worked at bras and things, which was one of my first jobs out of high school while I was at university. And I said, I will go back, even being a registered nurse and senior in stroke and urology, but I will go and do a retail job if I have to and never put my hand out for anyone. This is my kid. I've been put in this situation. I'm going to fucking deal with it, however way and whatever it takes. And I wasn't embarrassed. People were like, oh my God, as if you went back. And I was like, I'm on mat leave.
You had to do what you
I've
needed
got to do what I have to do. I can't go and work in the hospital right now. I will go work in bras and things, do something. I went back, hung out with the girls, worked. It was fine, laughed. I'd be pumping my boobs on my break. Or my mum would bring my son and I'd breastfeed him in the back room when I'd run out of space in my containers. But I just did not give up on him or myself.
That is so beautiful and so motivating.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I just knew I had to work towards my bigger picture. And this was the bigger picture.
Amen. And look at you now, babe. Look at you now.
Really, look at us. It's not just me because there is no me without you.
I love you.
There isn't. There is no BIBA without Heidi. And there's no Aesthetically Sisters without Heidi and BIBA being together. There's no BIBA Cosmetic Solutions without us. We are we are the face of my life, of my business, of our podcast, of our everything.
I love
it's
that.
become us.
It's a privilege.
It is. I'm very privileged and very blessed and honored, more importantly.
You're going to make me cry.
No.
I have to do one episode without tears.
I know. I can't believe I almost got emotional today.
I know. But it's good. Being emotional is amazing.
Yeah. It's just, my baby. It makes me emotional. I wish I was able to do things, have different things for it.
Yeah. Well, I think you've done really well.
Yeah.
Even like I know your son lives a completely different life to the way you grew up or I grew up. Like,
absolutely.
And it's so beautiful that you can give him that. And like the way that Bibra's childhood, I don't know, our childhoods were very different.
Different times as well.
Completely different times. But like when we would see Biba give her son everything, like me and my siblings were like, oh my God, why is she doing that for him? Like, oh my God, she doesn't have to do that. He didn't need that. Yeah. We didn't have that. But now I look and I'm like, I think it's every parent's goal and dream to be able to give their children things that they didn't have and give them an easier route.
Yeah.
And the way that, and you did that, and that's just so beautiful and so inspiring. And as I've gotten older, I've like learned that and I'm like, she's fucking amazing. Like, it's actually epic. Like, it's so amazing that you could do that on your own.
Yeah.
And give him everything that you ever wanted and anyone would ever want.
Yeah. It's not been easy.
Of course.
It's been a lot of sacrifices. I had to sacrifice so much. And I sacrificed, having a social life, going out and partying and enjoying my life or doing any of that, like, because I knew what my end goal was.
Yeah.
And I missed his milestones. Yeah. Like, I missed his first steps. I missed his first tooth coming out. Like, Mum would call me and be like, oh, this just happened. This. He just said that. He just said your name for the first time. Like, and it would eat me up from the inside. And I would cry. You know how much I would cry. But I would say, think of why you're doing this. Like, stay focused on the goal. And, he's not going to remember that I missed his first step. He's not going to remember I missed his first word. But he's going to remember the life I'm giving him.
100%.
And that's more my focus. He's going to remember my mum. I was so happy in my childhood. I wish sometimes our parents got divorced before they got their fucking divorce. They got divorced after I got divorced, but it was a little too late. And I said to them, I remember telling my parents when I moved back home, I said, I left my marriage, my life, my husband, everything, so I don't raise my son in a household like how I was raised. Yeah. Because you guys stay together for the kids. What the fuck is that, bro? Absolutely. We all have undiagnosed.
I know. We're all mentally ill.
We got all this trauma, trust issues, this and that and the other, because they thought they were doing the right thing by us, but
it's not.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
100%.
And I said, get divorced. Otherwise, I'm going to a women's shelter and taking your grandchild. I had to threaten them a bit.
Of course.
And then
I think that was the best thing they
got
ever did.
Like, everyone was just more at peace knowing they're peacefully living their life. Yeah. And it's fine.
100%. Divorce is not the worst thing.
It really isn't.
And I love that you are so able and happy to share your experiences, because I think people look at us a lot and think, oh my God, they have everything and they've been given this and they're so lucky.
No,
but
nothing was given to me ever.
We're not lucky at all. We're blessed and we work really hard. And I think people underestimate how hard we work.
How hard we work, they do.
Like people said, we didn't come from money.
Our parents, the furthest thing from money.
Like my mum, like our parents had so many kids. My mum didn't work. My dad worked half-assed. So we didn't really have a lot growing up.
No, we didn't.
And I think that's why, like, most of our siblings, we're all extremely motivated, extremely hardworking and passionate in what we do. Like, 3 of our brothers have moved to Dubai, have created amazing lives for themselves. Like, we work so hard, and it's, people look at us and like, oh my God, all their siblings are successful. Or like, but I'm like, deep down, there are so many undiagnosed, deep-rooted issues that like nobody knows. But no, everyone has their own shit going on, and it's all about how you respond to that and what action and what path you decide to take. It's so easy to take the path like, oh, my parents were unhappy and I didn't have a good childhood, so I'm going to follow this route. But you can also be like, you know what? I want better for myself.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad that we have that mindset and that us younger siblings, I speak of all my young siblings, had like BIBA to look up to.
Exactly.
And say, like, she's been through so much and gotten where she is now.
Well, exactly. And I didn't have anyone in our whole life, any person in our families, extended families, friends. We did not know anyone who owned a business.
Yeah.
We did not know. And I was like, Dana went to university. She was the first one, my auntie. And she's only a few years older than myself. But other than that, I was the first one on both sides to go to university, start a business, pioneer, break the habits, break the rules. Like, I didn't have anyone to look up to. So it was so important for me to be someone my siblings could look up to. And I've always been like a bit of a mother hen to them.
Yeah.
And I wanted to inspire them. But
and you did.
I'm glad. To inspire them and have them know if you work hard, you can create
a life,
immense success, an amazing life. Like, you can get yourself anything you want. You know, I think one of my siblings used to say, "Oh no, I've made it when I'm like BIBA when she goes, you don't check your tags or something, check the whatever you guys say.
We don't check the price tag when we go shopping.
Yeah, just whatever, grab, you know." And I sometimes I get a bit overwhelmed. I'm like, wow, like this
from where you were,
from where I were, you know, and to end up with a 5-week-old baby without a fucking dollar to my name, to where I am now. It's
fucking amazing.
It is. It's great. Like, and when people, like you said, when people sit there and make comments or look what they've got, everything got handed. No, nothing got handed to me.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
100%.
Like, nothing at all. And I didn't have anyone to look up to myself.
Yeah.
Like, Dana, my auntie Dana was the first one to go to university, but she then moved and lived in Dubai.
Yeah.
So I didn't have anyone around me that was successful. And I was like, I'm going to be that badass bitch that I don't have to idolize.
I love that. And now so many people look up to you and you really do inspire so many people.
And I'm glad.
Which is amazing.
It makes me feel accomplished.
I love that.
I can be some form of positivity to anyone.
You are a lot of positivity to a lot of people, trust me.
I love you guys.
Wow. Yeah. We really dove deep there.
I know. So
that is wild.
I don't think there's anything. I think you guys just are left wondering what my blood type is at this point. There's nothing you guys don't know about me. God. And that's what this platform is for.
I love that. Well, you are honestly so inspiring.
Thank you, my love. So are you.
And you've created
me.
Stop it.
You push me.
No, you push me.
We push each other.
Thanks. No, we do. We really do.
I love you.
We really say I love you so much.
It's okay.
It's a lot of love.
We love each other.
We'll end it on a no, this whole thing has been positive. We'll end it on the question. What is something that you are excited to conquer or accomplish in the near future of your own life or BIBA or Aesthetically Sisters?
Well, obviously, I'm never going to sleep on the business. That's forever the day one baby. So continuously working and growing the business.
Yeah.
My main thing I want to blow up is the podcast.
Yes.
For me, this has been a passion project for so long that I've wanted, and I always kept saying, when I'm not as busy, truth is, I'm never going to not be busy in my life. So this has been a lot of work, but it's been really interesting. And I love every fucking moment that goes in for the podcast.
Yeah.
And it really takes a lot of time. I never realized how much more time, like, you know, you got to prepare for every episode. You got to do the research because we're not coming here with just nonsense. Then you got to review everything and wait for things and make sure things are delivered on time. Blah, blah. But I love it. But I just know the potential of where we're going. And I know we're going to fucking kill this bitch.
100%.
Yeah.
I feel like this podcast is like a long-term investment.
It is.
Where like it starts off slow and then
everything starts off
slow.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to like see the podcast grow.
Yeah.
And see where that goes.
It's going places.
Maybe I'll just be a full-time podcaster one day.
Oh my God, I would love to be Stephen.
Actually, I love him.
I love him more. Yeah. And one other thing is we've got a lot of things working.
We have a few little projects in the background.
Yeah.
But all our projects, because they're so big and amazing and we shoot so high, take time.
That's right.
So hopefully
Rome wasn't built in a day.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
So we're always continuously working behind the scenes. So hopefully in the near future, you guys will see another exciting project.
I know.
We're just never going to stop.
No, we're never going to stop, ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. We won't share too much.
No, but something exciting is coming. There's just
in the next
so much work.
year or so.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. We'll keep you posted.
You'll know.
You'll know. I'm scream it from the top of my lungs.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Yes. This was like a really nice, deep, wholesome episode.
I think so too.
And I'm glad that people got to see a different side and learn BIBA and I a little bit more.
Yeah, that was really nice. Thank you for your questions that I had no idea about.
I know, yeah. I thought
caught me off guard.
Yeah, I thought I would ask you, be a bit more authentic, you know?
We are authentic.
Amen. Well, I just want to say thank you to you all for tuning in to season 1. It has definitely been something we've been wanting to do for so long, and we are so proud of the community that we have grown and are going to continue to grow. And we're so excited to come on season 2 and bring you guys even more greatness.
I cannot wait. Season 2, you guys. Oh, it's going to be a madness.
Amen.
Yes, we love you all. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow so we can continue to deliver you greatness.
Every week.
Every week.
We'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Love you all.
Bye. Mwah.